Ivan Ivanovich Shishkin was a Russian landscape painter closely associated with the Передвижники movement. Shishkin was born in Yelabuga, today it is the Republic of Tatarstan, and graduated from the Kazan Gymnasium. Then he studied at the Moscow School of Painting for 4 years, and after that he attended the St. Petersburg Imperial Academy of Arts from 1856 to 1860. He received the Imperial Scholarship for his further studies in Europe. 5 years later, Shishkin became a member of the Imperial Academy at St. Petersburg and was professor of painting from 1873 to 1899. At the same time, Shishkin headed the landscape painting class in the highest art school in St. Petersburg. For some time, Shishkin lived and worked in Switzerland and Germany on scholarship from the St. Petersburg Imperial Academy of Arts. On his return to St. Petersburg, he became a member of the Society of Russian Watercolorists. Shishkin's painting methods was based on analytical studies of nature. In 1898, he completed his painting The Pine Grove and died on 20 March in St. Petersburg while working on his new painting. A minor planet 3558 Shishkin, discovered by Soviet astronomer Lyudmila Zhuravlyova in 1978 and is named after him. The Morning in the Pine Forest is a painting by Ivan Shishkin and Konstantin Savitsky. The bears were painted by Savitsky, but the art collector Pavel Tretyakov affected his signature, stating that from idea until performance, everything discloses the painting manner and creative method particular just to Shishkin, so the painting is now created solely to Shishkin. The Morning in the Pine Forest became very popular, being reproduced on various items, including the Clumsy Bear, Chocolates, but Krasny Oktyabr. Painting Wild in the North. Shishkin intended for illustration of collection of works of Mikhail Lermontov, dated for the 50th anniversary from the date of his death. The huge pine seems to be the only inhabitant of this icy world. The snow color ranged from the white to the blue, while the surrounding world is black in the bottom, above, and the almost dawn at the top. The top of the pine is illuminated by the moon. Rai is the next picture by Ivan Shishkin, about which I want to say a few words. It was painted in 1878 and depicts Lakorevskaya field near Yelabuga. At present, the painting is in the collection of the State Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow. The theme for this work, as for many of his paintings, Shishkin found at home during a trip to Yelabuga made in 1877 together with his daughter. In the background of the painting is a mighty pine. This tree is a symbol of all the artist's creativity. The only detail that gives rise to alarm is a dead tree. It is believed that it shows the recent experiences of the author, who instantly lost his beloved wife, father, and 2 young sons. Sandy show realistic, and at the same time as if a fairy tale corner of nature is depicted on this canvas. The first dark plan of the painting is fascinating. Tall, powerful, lively and mighty trees stand the wall and beckon to the thicket, where it is scary and interesting at the same time. Next picture, Stock, Preobrazhenskaya. On the canvas there is an atmosphere in which you want to immerse yourself with your head. It was a pleasant warm weather and the nature is blanketed with bright summer. Carefully folded haystacks scattered in pairs on the grass rise in the middle of the glade. A snow-white cloud blocked the sky's vault, and the sun is invisible to the eyes, but still illuminates the meadow. Meal in the field. The first thing worth mentioning are the meals. Note that we can see 2 meals at once in the near plan and in the depths on the landscape. The fields are moved, which means that most likely it is the end of the summer or the beginning of the autumn, and that's why very soon the mills were on their full power. The sky is also more autumn with clouds that don't promise anything good, but still the sky is a bit summery. And the forest is still green and you can see forest hills in the distance. Next picture. The afternoon in the outskirts of Moscow. On it, the artist managed to depict an ideal Russian landscape. The field through which goes a curved country road. In the distance flows a small river, a hill, a poor village with a towering church bell tower. He found nature for the landscape in the village Bratsevo. This picture is called In Front of the Mirror, behind the reading of the letter. The painting depicts Evgenia Shishkin as the first artist's wife. The painting was written in a genre typical of the Shishkin. A young woman in a black dress is reading a letter near the window. The envelope is thrown to the floor. On the wall we can see 3 paintings, and in the biggest one we can easily identify the style of Shishkin. And the girl on the upper left picture is also Shishkin's brush. It is Lady with the Dog. A pyre in the forest. The main thing in this picture is nature. The painting is completely surrounded by trees, and in the foreground flows a quite little river. In the background you can see the houses with stretched roof. Probably a peasant lives here next to the apiary. The next picture, landscape with a lake. This picture shows a lake in the middle of a tiny island where bushes grow. On the shore grows grass and small white flowers, reeds aren't overgrown but also available. Behind the hill you can see the village, just the roofs of a few houses, and behind it the forest, which stands a dark wall but doesn't seem threatening. The canvas city roofs in winter at first glance is very different from other works by Ivanovich Shishkin. In the foreground the artist depicted one-story houses covered with a thick layer of snow. A little further behind the trees we see 2-story houses, and behind them there is an even taller building. There is a lot of snow on the canvas, real Russian winter. Mukhomors. The main heroes of the painting are the family of mukhomors, located in the forest. Each mushroom is different in size, shape of a head and color saturation, and these features endow them with a character. Beech and hazelnut. Ivan Shishkin was able to depict a fragment of the forest thicket on canvas with almost photographic accuracy. The main elements of the forest component are beeches and several small trees of mountain ash, hazelnut. Ivan Ivanovich Shishkin wrote the work Beech Forests in 1871. The image is made in the style of realism in the genre of landscape. Beautiful beeches opened wide branches. Blue sky slightly covered by clouds, sunlight permeating the picture. The sun's rays shine on the water surface. The last painting is The Spring in the Forest. The painting reflects the sunny summertime. In the foreground is a pile of dead wood, behind the spruce. On the right there are 2 beeches painted with great love. The landscape is perfect to give the eye a rest from the mud and bustle. Many places in our country are dedicated to Ivan Ivanovich Shishkin. For example, Shishkin Cape, a southern cape in the east of the northern island of Novaya Zemlya. In Yelabuga there is a monument to Shishkin, and since 1962 in Yelabuga there is a house museum of Shishkin, next to which Shishkin's ponds are located. Thank you for your attention.